What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 28th day of April, and I didn't make a video on Bitcoin Cash yesterday. I'm probably going to make less videos on Bitcoin Cash until it's not that I'm going to not make videos for weeks at a time. It's just that I'm probably not going to make them every single day, maybe every other day. Every 2 days at the worst, right? At the most, because we're not really doing anything exciting. We have been moving sideways for some time, and typically whenever coins get boring, especially whenever they're not doing what we expect them to do, they're just being boring. I like to take a step back because what's really the point of talking about it? We know what's going to happen. We're in this range. We're likely going to come down. At this point, that's likely what's going to happen. I mean, Bitcoin's selling off. Bitcoin Cash is likely going to sell off as well. And with that selling off, we should see lower prices and likely prices that are below $400. There is potential that we do see some type of fake out and then move back up, but we'll see how that looks. At the very least, from here, I am expecting that we get lower levels, and the reason why is because here we had a very nice setup. We broke out. No volume was coming in at all. We had a double bottom. We should have reached for the skies. We really should have, man. We had the setup to move to see a very eruptive move back above these levels and somewhere around our prior resistance points here, maybe even higher. And we didn't do it. There was no interest. There was no volume that came in. There was no buying pressure. We had a very pathetic move just through and through. I love Bitcoin Cash. I'm not a hater. Of course not. It's one of my biggest positions, and it's the coin that I'm probably the most fond of and that I have the most faith in out of anything. But got to call a spade, or a diamond a diamond. It might be a diamond. In this case, a red dragon, right? We're gonna call the red dragon what it is. And right now it's dragging these nuts all over our faces, and it's probably going to take us down to lower and darker places. We're looking at this here, and it seems as though what's happening is you're breaking out of this little wedge right here, right? This little guy. It seems as though you're breaking out, and look at what we got. Volume's picking up. Enough said. Let's get into the short-term stuff, okay? 1 hour time frame looking at this. I mean, I don't even know what to make of that weird stuff. I wonder if that's even if that's just on Coinbase. Coinbase gets these weird volume spikes with Bitcoin Cash. It's not gonna load. I don't care, man. 1 hour time frame. RSI looks bearish. Yeah, volatile, neutral-ish, but bearish overall. Stochastics are bearish, and the MACD is bearish as well. I don't know how to feel about the MACD. Price action's kind of weird. That might be why, but I mean, I guess it's all bearish really at the end of the day. 4 hour time frame looking at this. The MACD is actually dying off on its bearish momentum. Huh. It's kind of interesting. Not gonna lie, it's kind of interesting. But you are crossing through the zero level. You're crossing through this level here with your oscillators. You can see crossing through. I don't like that. Kind of interesting. You start going lower though. You're going to build that momentum. This interesting thing goes away with one bad candle. So I'm not really too interested, am I? Stochastics are bearish. The RSI is bearish as well. We broke out of this trend. You can see it, right? Stick this in your back pocket for later. Bounced. It's kind of different, isn't it? By the time you came back here, you should have been bearish. We broke through, rejected this. Bearish, guys. Very bearish. We're going to the oversold zone. With this, getting oversold, once we get into that threshold, like it did here, when we got oversold, that marked a breakout point. When we got oversold here, that broke us out of this little sideways range down. Here we are in this little range right here. Whenever we get oversold, we're going to break out and have a proper breakout. We're probably going to send it below 430. I don't know if we get below these lows immediately. We'll probably find a little bit of support here, whatever. But yeah, I'm assuming we probably do get below these lows, man. We could have a triple bottom in effect. We could have a fake out. We'll see. But I'm not holding my breath over that. I don't think anybody should. Looking at the stochastics, we were overbought, rejecting the overbought zone here. Looking like you want to move down. Daily time frame, rejecting the zero. Looking like you want to move down. The RSI, it's not exciting. We're rejecting the same areas that we've been rejecting. Looking like we want to move down. It's all fun and games until the bears show up, isn't it? In this case, the red dragon, man. The red dragon rides at dawn, and it's going to take us down, man. Down, down. We look at this on the weekly basis. And really what we're in is this kind of, and I'm not drawing it the best. Let's actually use these straight lines here, maybe. Right? Something like this. We're in this kind of formation, and maybe it's parallel. Maybe I should have it drawn more parallel. Maybe I should have it drawn affixed to these exact high points here. However you want to draw it, whatever. I mean, I don't really care for diagonal lines. It's not that important, but you can see what I'm going for. Like really, if we wanted to, we could just do this. We could just say, hey, you're finding support here. You're finding resistance here. Boom. You're just in a horizontal channel. And we're at this little pocket on the upside, which we were doing different things, man. We had high aspirations for this, but Bitcoin being in a bear market doesn't really help any coin grow. Rejected, starting to flirt. We should have gotten the squirt, but we didn't, man. We didn't. Our game was not strong enough, so we're getting rejected and likely going to come back down to the lower ends of this range here, where you've got prior resistance points, prior support points to find support. Do that. Try again later. You know, that's all we can kind of hope for. And I don't know if it happens that fast. I don't know, the way I'm drawing it here, I don't know if it happens that fast. It might be a slower process. Who knows? Maybe the initial drop is fast, then we move back up here, we kind of meander, and we drop lower, and and then by the time it's like May of 2027, we're all the way down here. I don't think it's going to take that long, but it can take a while. It'll probably be by the end of the year, sometime in Q3, that we're down at these levels here, if I had to guess. Being that we have slightly lower lows here, we could see a slightly lower low here as well. We really could go below $260 even. It is possible. And I want to see, actually, with that thought in mind, let's take the low to the high. Our 0.5, guys, right there, 250. 250, yeah, that could be exactly where we find support. If not 250, then 199 to 171, which would effectively be below my average buy-in price for Bitcoin Cash. And oh man, would I back up the truck at those levels. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The most disappointing thing about all this is if this happens, and I hope I'm wrong, but if this happens, most disappointing thing is we really had like the setup of a lifetime here, guys. This quite literally like of a lifetime. This is a immaculate setup, and we're still technically holding support. There is still hope, and this is why we don't sell out of our Bitcoin Cash entirely, because I just made a video on Bitcoin, and I was saying we need to be cash dominant and sell out of altcoins, but I said I'm not selling my Bitcoin Cash because you never know, man. You never know. I'd rather sit through this, buy more down here. I'd rather do that, buy more down here, whatever the case may be. I would much rather do that and sit through the pain than miss out on this, miss out on this absolutely explosive move that would take us above these highs here and probably around these highs here. I'm not worried about this move so much. I'm definitely worried about this move, and that's why I'm not selling. But if I'm being fair, I don't think that we're going to see this move right now. I think that's reserved for next cycle, probably 2027 or 2028. Time will tell. I don't have anything else to say. We're rambling at this point, just talking. So hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Weekly time frame, weekly RSI looks bearish. Yes, we're at the same areas that we bounced from before, but again, let's take this actually from a perspective of doing something different. Look, you bounced there, boom. You bounced there, boom. You bounced there, boom. Bounced here once, twice. Where's the boom? It's a little bit different of a shape compared to these, isn't it? Different behavior, different results. We are in a downtrend. No fun. All good things come to an end. This one is coming to an end. We do have bullish divergence forming on the weekly MACD. It can continue to form, but this implies some bullish stuff in the future. Not now. Weeks, months to come probably. But yeah. Stochastics rejecting the oversold zone. Not good, guys. Everything about how we've behaved down here is exactly not what we needed it to be. and it's just it's time to call a spade a spade. So lower you go. Can you go down low all the way to the flow? I'm out here, y'all. Peace.